As Jesus was going down the road, he saw Matthew sitting at his tax collection booth. "Come be my disciple," Jesus said to him. So Matthew got up and followed him. Matthew 9, verse 9. The surprise in the invitation is the one invited, a tax collector. Combine the greed of an embezzling executive with the presumption of a hockey television evangelist. Throw in the audacity of an ambulance-chasing lawyer and the cowardice of a drive-by sniper. Stir in a pinch of a pimp's morality, and finish it off with a drug peddler's code of ethics. And what do you have? A first-century tax collector. According to the Jews, these guys ranked barely above plankton on the food chain. Caesar permitted these Jewish citizens to tax almost anything. Your boat, the fish you caught, your house, your crops. As long as Caesar got his dues, they could keep the rest. Matthew was a public tax collector. Private tax collectors hired other people to do the dirty work. Public publicans, like Matthew, just pulled their stretch limos into the poor side of town and set up shop. As crooked as corkscrews. His given name was Levi, a priestly name. Mark 2, verse 14. Luke 5, verse 27 through 28. Did his parents aspire for him to enter the priesthood? If so, he was a flop in the family circle. You could bet he was shunned. The neighborhood cookouts, never invited. High school reunions, somehow his name was left off the list. The guy was avoided like Streptococcus A. Everybody kept his distance from Matthew. Everyone except Jesus. "Come be my disciple," Jesus said to him. So Matthew got up and followed him. Matthew 9, verse 9. Matthew must have been ripe. Jesus hardly had to tug. Within a punctuation mark, Matthew's shady friends and Jesus' green followers are swapping email addresses. Then Levi gave a big dinner for Jesus at his house. Many tax collectors and other people were eating there too. Luke 5, verse 29. What do you suppose led to that party? Let's try to imagine. I could see Matthew going back to his office and packing up. He removes the Quisling of the Year award from the wall and boxes up the shady business school certificate. His co-workers start asking questions. "What's up, Matt? Heading on a cruise? Hey, Matthew, the missus kick you out?" Matthew doesn't know what to say. He mumbles something about a job change, but as he reaches the door, he pauses. Holding his box full of office supplies, he looks back. They're giving him hangdog looks, kind of sad, puzzled. He feels a lump in his throat. Oh, these guys aren't much. Parents warn their kids about this sort. Salty language, Mardi Gras morals. They keep the phone number of the bookie on speed dial. The bouncer at the gentlemen's club sends them birthday cards. But a friend is a friend. Yet what can he do? Invite them to meet Jesus? Yeah, right. They like preachers the way sheep like butchers. Tell them to tune in to the religious channel on TV? Then they would think cotton candy hair is a requirement for following Christ. What if he snuck little Torah tracts in their desks? Yeah, right. Oh. Nah, they don't read. So not knowing what else to do, he shrugs his shoulders and gives them a nod. These stupid allergies, he says, rubbing the mist from one eye. Later that day, the same thing happens. He goes to the bar to settle up his account. The decor is blue-collar chic. A seedy, smoky place with a Budweiser chandelier over the pool table and a jukebox in the corner. Not the country club, but for Matthew, it's home on the way home. And when he tells the owner he's moving on, the bartender responds, Whoa, Matt. What's coming down? Matthew mumbles an excuse about a transfer, but leaves with an empty feeling in his gut. Later on, he meets with Jesus at a diner and shares his problem. It's my buddies, you know, the guys at the office, and the fellows at the bar. What about them? Jesus asks. Well, we kind of run together, you know. I'm gonna miss them. Take Josh, for instance. As slick as a can of Quaker State, but he visits orphans on Sunday. And Bruno at the gym can crunch you like a roach, but I've never had a better friend. He's posted bail for me 3 times. Jesus motions for him to go on. What's the problem? Well, I'm gonna miss those guys. I mean, I've got nothing against Peter and James and John, Jesus, but they're Sunday morning, and I'm Saturday night. I've got my own circle, you know. Jesus starts to smile and shake his head. Matthew, you think I came to quarantine you? Following me doesn't mean forgetting your friends, just the opposite. I want to meet them. Are you serious? Is the high priest a Jew? But Jesus, these guys, half of them are on parole. Josh hasn't worn socks since his bar mitzvah. I'm not talking about a religious service, Matthew. Let me ask you, what do you like to do? Bowl? Play Monopoly? How's your golf game? Matthew's eyes brighten. You ought to see me cook. I get on steak like a whale on Jonah.